Hey guys, and welcome to the ANZ StarCraft 2 Pro League. We're in week 2 here, and the Gamester guys are at the desk making us look beautiful. I'm Zeph. With me is my good friend Death. How you going?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Very, very good, in fact, because we've got a great couple of matches coming up here. We're going to be casting Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday this week, all at the lovely time of 7 p.m. AEDT. How have you been, man? It's been a few days. What's been going on?
It has been a few days. I've been good. I'm very excited for this week of StarCraft. We're only in week 2 of the tournament, but actually feels like a little longer. I don't know. I think I've really enjoyed the game so far. So hopefully we'll have another good week here today. We've got Downfall versus OSC tonight. Tomorrow we will be broadcasting a match from last week that was actually played off stream between Downfall and 1F Pro.
But we'll hype it up as though it's
yeah.
live.
Yeah, we haven't actually seen the games. We'll be casting that from replay, but we have no idea what the result is, so it should still be pretty hype. And then on Thursday, we have Legacy versus 1F Pro. So a good mix of teams for this week.
Yeah, and let's talk a little bit about the match that we're going to be having first between these two teams. So like you said, it's Downfall Gaming versus OSC Elite. This first match is going to be on Neon Violet Square, and it's going to be against, well, it's going to be Ice, who is the Downfall captain, against Demi Love, or Demi, who is one of the most formidable opponents in the scene. Ice originally wasn't going to be fielded tonight, but because of some technical issues, we had a couple of players swap around, and that not only affected this map, but it also affected map number 4. So I subbed in for Vodge, and then in the 4th map, it was supposed to be illusory, but we had Fuely sub in there. So we'll get into that a little bit later on, but I think it might actually affect the results, but potentially tonight if Fuely can put on a good performance.
Yeah, it should be pretty good to see what these guys have to offer. Downfall is one of the newest teams in the scene, and they have like an old Protoss lineup or something, so it's
Very
gonna be
close
great
to
to
it.
see. Yeah, if the Protoss power can pull through for them here. And of course, coming up here against a team that's been around a little longer, OSC Elite. I think they probably have a good shot. So we'll get this first match started in just a moment, guys. But get hyped, tell your friends, go on the Twitterverse and let everyone know that this is happening, and that we also have Wednesday and Thursday nights coming to you as well. Players here are fighting for a share of a $3,500 US prize pool, which is pretty neat. And that prize distribution is going to be $1,400 for first place, $800 for second place, $400 for third, and then $200 for fourth and fifth.
And if we talk about predictions for this evening, Zeph, what's your head telling you and what's your heart telling you for tonight?
You know, let me peruse this roster a little bit here. Because I think that's a tough one. Both sides have some pretty strong players. Downfall bringing in a big gun like Blisk, who's just finished his national service in Singapore, so he'll be... I don't know what to expect from him. I think he's maybe one of the scariest players we're going to see tonight. Up against Aigis, who's race switched, and who Zerg didn't do too well last week, so I think maybe... Base of experience, head says OSC, heart says Downfall.
I look at this lineup and I'm really kind of confused because I have like an inkling about how tonight goes, but I think it really falls on how that third map like gets underway as well. Like Blisk versus Aigis off racing. If Aigis was playing Terran and he was in form, then I feel like we give that map to him hands down. But now that Aigis is playing an off race, I'm not so sure. So if Aigis was Terran, I feel like OSC wins this either 3-0 or 3-1. But looking at it, I think we can go to an ace match tonight. I feel like Demi is going to beat Ice if I have to make that prediction for this first map. I feel like Vivid will probably beat Luneth unless Luneth brings out something amazing. But then I feel like Downfall could take the next two maps and we can go into an ace where anything can happen, and we might see Blisk versus Demi or who knows. But hopefully we get some nice long games. I know last Thursday night was a bit of a shorter cast, which was, I mean, both a blessing and a curse because we all want more StarCraft. But we'll see how it goes. If the players are ready, we'll be getting things underway very, very soon.
Yeah, I think we're ready to rock and roll. So let's get that countdown started. And I think that's a really good assessment there, Death. I mean, I go with OSC only because I know those players a little better. I haven't seen Pez play in a while. Blisk has just come back, as I mentioned. Lunith and Ice are still that sort of next wave of players that are maybe in 2018 going to come up and look really, really good.
Make a name for themselves.
Exactly. So I think the ace match prediction is probably a pretty fair one for me tonight, and I'm hyped to see how this first game goes.
Yeah, well, let's do it, Steph. The countdown is finished and we'll be loading into the game right now. Give us your predictions in chat as well. Let us know not only who you think is going to win this first map, but who you think is going to be winning the series. Let us know, and you know, if you get it right, give you an esports cookie. Best kind. Let's jump in and introduce the players. Starting down here in the bottom right-hand corner, in the purple, playing for Team Downfall Gaming, it's Ice.
And his opponent for the night in the top left, kicking things off for OSC Elite, this is Demi.
That was amazing. Just as I was trying to do the camera work during the stream, the key came off my keyboard. I'm still trying to put it back on. I'm not sure. Good quality.
Wow.
I guess I won't name the brand because then it could affect future sponsorship deals.
Yeah, man. Keep that one to yourself.
Okay. Alright, it's back on.
Right, we're back in
Cool.
action.
Professional. Game box. Okay, cool. So we've got the hatch first coming out from Demi here. He's feeling a little bit ballsy here. I know a lot of players do like to go for the pool first. There's not too much in it as a Zerg player, whether you open up with your pool first or your hatch first, because the pool first allows you to get your queen out, get some more lava injecting, and get more units quicker. The hatch first just allows you to spread creep that much faster. Meanwhile, over on the other side of the map, Ice is going for a gateway, and he will be looking to secure this expansion himself. Doesn't want to get far behind in the economy, especially against a player like Demi Love, who we know loves to make a lot of units very quickly.
Yeah, that's it. And it's interesting too. I mean, Demi, pretty ballsy, like you mentioned, going for the hatch first. Ice is one of those guys where he's a bit of a mixed bag. I'm not sure what I'm going to get in the rare time I play against him, and I know against other people, you know, he can pull out some of those wackier strats. Things like the 2 or 3 Stargate Oracle that was popular for a while. He was right in with that strategy and that sort of stuff. So I know he's not one of those players that shies away from DTs and that sort of thing either. And I think that's a credit to his play style here, especially coming against a few players who, on paper, are a little better than Ice. So maybe that'll pull him through here, and I'm interested with a new patch, what sort of strategies he's actually been playing with.
Yeah, it could be a little bit different now for sure. We do see that Ice going very, very quickly for a Twilight Council. Be interesting to see how he follows up from here. Some players might choose to go for Blink, others might be going for Adept still, or you can use this to unlock tech like Templar Archives and go for Archons and Storms. So seeing this, we don't really quite know what he wants to do with it yet. Did Demi actually scout that though? Yeah, so he's definitely seen it. There's shield battery coming down just to make that nice tight wall up as well. Where does Ice go from here?
Going for charge straight away. And the nice thing with charge is that you can do some pretty early timings with a whole bunch of charge lots and a warp prism. And they hit deceptively hard, whether you have Lings and Banes or you have Roaches. They can be quite difficult to clean up, especially if you've got them running in a couple of places. For example, you might have a few warp in at the third, but you might also have a few get carried into the main there as well. And that's actually quite a distance for the Zerg to travel, even with creep spread. But Demi looks like he's got some ideas of his own over here, morphing a drop overlord, and he's going to just cart that over to the main base.
Yeah, it's got speed as well, Zeph. Let's see how much damage this can actually do. What does Ice have in his main? There's no Mothership Core, so no Photon Overcharge anymore. And this is a great way to get around such a tight wall. There's only one Stalker out here on the field, and that's not going to be enough to clean up all of these Zerglings, Zeph. He has to pull probes off the line. The Zerglings will even try and run into the natural base. The shield battery is even getting focused down. The Adept is there in the wall, but it wasn't really doing anything at the same time. Can Demilov get us around on the Stalker? Not quite, and even so, the Stalker is going to be able to get killed by that shield battery, so Demilov goes back into the main.
Certainly does. Gonna pick off a Stalker here up the top. The probes kind of have nowhere to go as more Zerglings drop into the main. Demi not afraid to bring the aggression to Ice here in this first match. More lanes go down the ramp to tackle one of the Adepts down there, and at the same time he's picking away at the pylon and gateway up here on the high ground. Ice now starting to get a few units out, so he should be able to clean this up. Demi has to abandon that pylon for the moment. But the beauty of Speedlings is Shakara, they're quite fast, so he's got a little bit more playtime in here.
Oh man, that's sarcasm, Zeph. Well, Ice is in a lot of trouble. He does clean up the attack, and he does also have a Warp Prism that will be coming out in just a moment, so we'll see what he can achieve with this. But now that Demilov has done that much damage, Ice has to find some way to try and equalize, because behind this, Demilov has already gone up to 44 workers. His economy shows absolutely no sign of slowing down, and he's even adding on the upgrades on the Evolution Chamber, going for the Lair, and he'll be able to add in Hydras or Aspire and Mutas later on. And here we go from Ice. How much can this push achieve?
We'll soon find out. Not a lot of crease spread for Demi just yet, as he has focused on his aggression and droning up in the early game. Few Banelings now morphing in at that natural base for Demi as well, with more Lings in production. This isn't the biggest force from Ice, but he is going to start splitting it up here. Some Zealots going to the natural while he tries to warp in the main. He's got the Immortal here. Will he actually finish that warp in? Looks like there's not enough anti-air here to deny that.
Oh, so close though. The Queens might actually be able to pick it off, and he does. A huge catch there. Demilov is almost double his opponent's supply. Some Zealots will be quite annoying in here because it's hard for the Zerglings to get a great amount of surface area against them. The Zealots will trade reasonably well, but the Spine Crawler's coming up, and it looks like Ice is going to get cleaned up.
Indeed it does. He takes out only a handful of workers with that attack. Demi himself having taken out about 7 through his early game aggression. And Ice is well and truly pushed back here, so we'll see if he thinks about going towards the third base and taking up further. But it looks like he also has a mind to continue his harassment. A few more Zealots heading across the map, another Warp Prism on the way as well. And that might be what he needs to keep Demi out of his side of the map while he figures out what to do next.
I feel like this is do or die. If Ice doesn't succeed with this push and doing some critical damage, and I really just don't think he can, this is going to be it for him, Zaf. And that's going to be a good start for Team OSC Elite if Demilov can get this first win. Ice is definitely the underdog, so it'd be nice to see him put up a fight. The one solitary probe in this push, I feel like he might try and warp in some shield batteries. I haven't seen much of this style of play yet, but it could be cool.
Yeah, it's going to be a little tricky to make it work with what he has left here. He's actually going to warp in a couple of shield batteries, and that might make the difference here, but it does mean that he has to kind of kite back to that point to make use of that energy, shield regeneration rather. So let's see how he goes here. This is kind of his last hope here. I sort of expected him to try and expand, but this is, I guess, as good as option as any when you are behind like this. So a few Banelings getting popped here on the front lines already. Ice sort of pre-spreading his Zealots to try and minimize some of that splash as well.
Yeah, and Demi does have those Hydras coming out, and the more Hydras that'll be on the field, the less the Zealots will be able to do in return. And the Banelings, oh god, Ice is probably going to suffer a huge loss here if the Banelings get a decent connection, and they do. The Hydra's coming up. They'll be able to clean everything up, and I don't care like how good a shield battery is. It's not going to be this good against Hydra DPS.
No, the tech here from Demi too strong, the numbers too strong as well, and Ice does get his army here at the front cleaned up rather nicely by Demi, who has plenty left over. He could actually go pressure himself now, and it looks like that is indeed his plan as he rallies more units out across the map.
37 supplied Ice just went down to, and Demi, he can go and take a 4th base if he wants to. He's adding on lurkers. This looks like Ice will have absolutely no transition, so I think this will be it, man. Like, this is going to be the last push of the game. Just have to hopefully get a nice explosion or two on the way out.
Well, we've got the Warp Prism heading out for Ice. He may need those units at home, though. He does not have a lot in the front here. And the Banelings are going to come straight up and punch through that wall. The Zealots don't even stand a chance. And Demi just goes all the way into the natural. He's going to chew down these probes and start shelling away at any and all buildings and probes that come at him. GG. Demi will put a point on the board for OSC Elite.
Yeah, well played. Not an unexpected result by any stretch of the imagination, but it was good. I mean, Ice lasted for 10 minutes against a player like Demi. He definitely had something planned out there, but I think that Demi going for that really fast Overlord drop, I don't feel like Ice had really prepared for that possibility. He didn't have spotting pylons or really anything to see that coming, so that was unfortunate. And maybe the game would have been completely different if that hadn't happened. Like, who knows? But the result was good. Demi got that win, and he puts his team in the lead.
He certainly does. So, guys, we'll get Battle on the Boardwalk set up for our second map here. Thanks for bearing with us with the sound issues. We'll get those sorted out during the break, and let us know if there's anything else that we can tweak for you in the meantime. But, yeah, we'll take a quick couple of minutes to get that next match set up. Don't go away.